What keeps us very fired up actually in our work is to see our community being activated to do something about health and wellbeing, mental health and wellbeing, but in particular suicide prevention on the Central Coast.
And I think Lifespan has been that program of work that's actually created linkages, it's actually created community cohesion, it's brought everybody together.
We've trained over 100 YAM helpers. They're people who just want to help our young people in schools.
So YAM is all about working with Year 9 students around giving them some mental health support and advice. And we work with the beautiful students here on the Central Coast to be able to support them around how they're feeling, so that as they get a little bit older in life, they'll be able to manage the very best that they can. The fact that they were so willing to be involved and discuss some really difficult circumstances and provide their own experience was something really, really special.
It was a safe space for students and for young people to be able to come together and talk about those issues. And yes, there was the information, which was amazing, the facilitators, but I just think to be able to have the opportunity to sort of be able to be vulnerable and talk about those kind of topics on their terms.
Coming into this program, I felt like that there was lots of openings there. They can actually open their mind, their brain, and whatever, they can just spit out whatever they want to. And it's safe and it's comfort.
I think the students respected it as well. You know, I think as a group, they took away the confidence in each other as well.
We've had our small grants. It's amazing what community groups can do with this tiny piece of money to activate their own community and meet the needs of their community.
And we held a few different events. Our main one was at Hearts and Minds Barber Emporium at Tukley. We got quite a good turnout there. A lot of people come along just to have a coffee and have a chat and ask them questions. Are you okay? To understand the way to ask people, the timing, and identify when someone's struggling and to ask the questions and then follow up with them. And we've continued to have regular catch-ups with people.
So we were able to host a barbecue that was just for the business park, and so we were able to provide resources to people and sort of just set an example about how important mental health is.
You know, we have a childcare centre across the road, we've got an accountant next to us, we've got truck drivers up the road, we've got painters up the road as well, that all came. Having all those different people from different walks of life and just trying to destigmatise, break down that stigma, that is the most important way, community-wise, we can help.
And make a difference.
Yeah.
Because of the grant, we organised a meeting of all the different service clubs. They came to Wyong RSL and we ran a Toastmasters meeting, and it was a real positive day. We had table topics, which is like impromptu speaking, and the questions and answers all flowed about are you okay and looking after people. Why we wanted to get involved was because we could see maybe we could help and do something. From what we didn't have before, now all of a sudden we've got about 20 new organisations that we can liaise with and talk to.
We applied for the Lifespan grant, and it was amazing to receive that, because that then enabled us to have a trans-led group, not only take on what we saw as the trans groups in the region, but also the youth. There was no LGBTIQ youth-led groups on the Central Coast, so that was terrific in that we were able to get some creative youth talent, so they were putting on a bit of a show. Same sort of thing we created, we made a really safe space, had some food there, some really quirky little bits and pieces that we did. We also brought in Headspace, who had some great little activations, and we had some live music, and we had some terrific feedback.
Mendelette is a safe place for Aboriginal people to come. You can come in and have a cuppa and relax. We run a lot of programs, and that was a top day. The people that were there did their, we created their toolbooks where I wanted them to put their feelings down on paper and try to get that hurt and anger out. They could have done poems, or they could have just drawn pictures, and every time something positive happens, put it in your book, and every time negative stuff happens, put it in your book, and just weigh up the negative to the positive. So it was a great day, great success.
We were able to deliver some suicide prevention training and support groups in the Aboriginal community. So Wyong was something we implemented for community members on the coast, and that was a beautiful space we did in a yarning circle on local duck and young country, in which some of that grief and loss and trauma could be spoken about safely.
Lifespan has given the smaller community groups an opportunity to contribute, not just to gain extra resources, but also to give meaningful contributions.
Information and knowledge sharing across all of those kind of community kind of groups is a really big part, because ultimately we hope that we can try and help keep each other safe.
Yes, we get that funds and we get a great day, but the people take away the information, that self-confidence. It grows. It's not just that day.
Toastmasters are so proud to been able to do our little bit. And all the other groups that you got involved, I think if one group saved one life, we've done well.